All right, everybody, welcome to Brighter. So there are just way too many clues today that the Cybertruck is absolutely imminent. I've been hearing from my own sources, actually, that the Cybertruck delivery event is likely going to happen by the end of this month. Plus, we're going to show you videos from Joe Tegmeyer talking about how he's seen hundreds of Cybertruck castings at their Gigataxis factories. And we're going to dive deeper into the reasons why we think that it's not going to be a very long wait now for the Cybertruck to be here. I've got Brian White joining us. He is a host of his own YouTube channel called MyTeslaWeekend. Welcome, Brian.
Great to be here, Herbert. Let's have a chat about Cybertruck.
We will need to do that. So there are a number of shows here, or information sharing that there's probably a tremendous amount of good Cybertrucks being created now. Love to hear from you how many you think there are. So this is Joe Tegmeyer. He is a YouTuber himself, and he has drone videos almost every 2 days, he tells me. He comes out there, takes a look at the progress of Gigataxis, and he has seen that there are these Cybertruck castings that are out there. So I want to show you just a quick video of what they look like. You can tell me what they appear like, and then also I'm going to share another video as well. So this is the one that he's showing here. What are we looking at here, Brian?
So these are the front and rear castings. One thing that Joe addressed in this video in a bit of a heated way, because you get kind of annoyed with crazy comments, was, oh, these are all going to be scrapped. These are being sent out. They're not. You don't neatly rack scrap. You don't. These are beautiful. They've already been milled. Most of them have been milled. These are the front and rear assemblies. These will be going into trucks imminently. And that's what you're looking at there.
How many do you think we're seeing?
Oh, 100, 150 would be my guess. I'd say probably 75 of each. Maybe 100 of each. Yeah. And it's, yeah. Well, just everyone you see is half a car.
Gotcha. And then how many, what's your estimate of how many Cybertrucks do you think that they'll produce by the end of this year? Which is really
hundreds.
Just a month or two. Hundreds. Okay.
Yeah, hundreds. I can tell you, I talked with a technician who, as recently as last week, was in a room with over 40 of them, doing some calibration and testing on them. So there are, not only that, but we've been seeing truckloads of them being scattered to the four corners of the country. So there's a non-zero chance that the big event will be also now they're in showrooms to go take a look, or now there's some deliveries locally around the country, because we saw on X just a few days ago a car hauler with 5 of them in eastern Washington. Might have been eastern Oregon, but those brown hills are pretty recognizable. And why on earth are you sending 5 up to the Northwest? So there's going to be, yeah, the voices saying it's never going to happen have gotten a lot quieter. They've moved on to what's the price? And I'd like to know that answer myself.
And I've got a pretty good, credible source that has told me that the delivery event is going to be happening at the end of this month. So I'm pretty sure, right? Have you heard the same thing?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I heard it. I heard it from a source last month.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so let's just share a little bit more information from Joe again. He talks about there's these unmilled rear Cybertruck castings from October 6th, and then now you got the completed front Cybertruck castings from October 9th. Can you tell the difference? What do you think this means? So he shows a picture here of the unmilled, and then on the left, and then all of a sudden 3 days later they're milled. So tell me again why people are saying why. Yeah, you just explained it, why they're out there, and then the milling, what is this all about?
Sure. So when it comes out, it's got rough edges. You can see little pieces of extra material around there that need to be shaved off, that just need to be, they take a grinder to it and away it goes. And it could be that they've got machines that do it automatically. That would be the smart way. But you can see how those have been deburred around the edges to make them ready to go into the vehicle. No extra little scrap hanging off. So that means those are definitely 100% going into vehicles. You wouldn't be milling scrap. And also you can often visually see what scrap looks like. When we've seen test castings before that were not going to be used, you could look at them and see, even from the air, the defects that made them not ready for use. And so these are real. They're going into trucks. I did also see questions about why are they outside, and the answer is space. They're very bulky and they're weatherproof, so put them outside. I've seen some people say, well, they need to cure. That's not a thing. That's not how that works. As soon as it cools and is milled, you can put it in a truck. We're not making fine cheese here.
Okay, well, you explained something there because I thought it was because of they had to be cured. Let's watch Joe explain a little bit more about this area here as well.
Headlines, but more importantly, as you see by these images, there are hundreds of castings for the Cybertruck on the east side of the building today, both fronts and rears. Now, this is a great sign because obviously without these, they can't build Cybertrucks. It's also a great sign because they wouldn't be building this many of these castings if they weren't ready to start into production for the Cybertrucks. Now, I know that this may be disappointing to some people because this isn't a shiny stainless steel Cybertruck, but for people who really do understand what's going on, this is an incredibly great sign, and I'm glad to be able to share that with you today.
Exactly.
Okay, so
exactly.
What?
I can hear his frustration with some of the comments that he surely sees on X and on his YouTube channel, where armchair experts say why this is bad news or why this isn't exciting enough. But yes, for those of us who know that, you have to have the ingredients before you can make the recipe. And this is the critical ingredient. This is the meat that you need to make the stew. So yeah, it's very exciting. And he's absolutely correct. This means the machines and those castings could have been stored inside, but more likely they were made over the course of a day or two in between two of his visits because they weren't there. And then all of a sudden hundreds, which means the gigacasting machine is likely configured, dialed in the way it needs to be, and is ready to do whatever it is that's needed at whatever volume is needed.
Okay, wonderful, Brian. So I'm going to go ahead and pin the video that we just did yesterday about talking about how Tesla's factory advantage that Tesla has, and then also just a wonderful explanation of all these gigacastings that are out there. Thank you so much, Brian. Follow him at MyTeslaWeekend on YouTube. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.